You feel the pulse before you see the skyline. That's how Richmond greets you now. The metro area is alive. Murals pop up where you least expect them. Cranes rise over Scott's Addition, and the James River glows like it's got its own spotlight. RVA's having a moment, and honestly, it's about time. Sure, we've got our quirks. A pothole here, a bus running on whatever time there, but that's part of the charm. It's the kind of area that shows up raw, unfiltered, and real. You paddle the river in the morning, hit a festival on Browns Island that night, and before you know it, you're planning how to make this your zip code. Richmond's changing fast, and if you're even thinking about moving here, now's the time to see why everyone is falling for it. But here's the thing. What's coming next for Richmond isn't what most newcomers expect. A few neighborhoods are quietly becoming the best kept secrets in Virginia. And if you watch through to the end, I'll show you exactly where they are and what to do before you move here. So if you're planning a move to Richmond in 2026, or just wondering if this could be your next home, this video's for you. Hey y'all, I'm Holly Fye, and I help people relocate and fall in love with Richmond, Virginia. The real Richmond, beyond the headlines. I'll never forget this couple I helped move here from Seattle. They landed in Richmond with 2 suitcases, a golden retriever, and 0 expectations. They remind me of a lot of people watching right now. Curious, ready for a change, and not sure what they'll find. I told them, just give it 48 hours. Day 1, they're walking the riverfront, eating tacos in Carytown, people watching under those giant murals that look like the city decided to show off. Day 2, they're standing at Libby Hill Park, looking out over the skyline at sunset, and they text me, okay, we get it now. That is Richmond. It sneaks up on you. The mix of grit, green space, and good energy just hits different. Richmond doesn't whisper its comeback. It paints it 6 stories high. And that's what I want to show you today. What's changing, what's coming, and how this city's leveling up faster than people realize. So let's start with the RVA vibe. You can actually feel the energy that's putting Richmond back on the map. Here's what surprises people the first week they're here. Richmond doesn't have one vibe. It's 5 personalities sharing the same group chat. We've got artists in Jackson Ward, paddlers on the James, tech founders sipping pour-overs in Scott's Addition, and locals exploring the farmers markets in Midlothian all in one weekend. It's gritty, it's green, it's weirdly elegant, like vintage leather with a clean pair of sneakers. When I tell newcomers Richmond has more murals than billboards, and yep, more breweries per capita than DC, they laugh until they see it. The city literally shows you who it is in color. Then 5 minutes later, you're under the tree canopy in Forest Hill, breathing river air and magnolias, or watching a sunset from the new Riverfront Amphitheater site. Cranes in the background, guitars echoing off the water. And here's the kicker. Richmond's still one of the few places where you can buy a home and still have a life. Folks come down from DC or Raleigh, open up Zillow, and their jaws just drop. Wait, these prices are real? Yeah, they are. And you can still grab a biscuit before the river crowd shows up. If you're already picturing it, Saturday markets, mural walks, tacos on the patio, that's exactly what I help people build every day. Most real estate agents will miss the nuances that matter when you're relocating, the traffic rhythms, the hidden gem neighborhoods, and the local quirks that shape your everyday life. But I won't, because I'm a Richmond native, a relocation specialist, and I know RVA like the back of my hand. When you reach out, you'll be talking directly to me, not an assistant, not a chatbot. I'm happy to answer any questions and be your RVA expert guide. If you're thinking about making Richmond your next move, call, text, or email me directly, or grab a time on my calendar to chat. All the details are waiting for you below. Okay, let's be real. Richmond's about to glow up so hard, people won't even recognize her skyline. And no, that's not hype. It's happening. Drive down Arthur Ashe Boulevard right now, and it's cranes, scaffolding, sawdust, and coffee roasting all in the same block. You can literally smell progress and caffeine colliding. And the wild part, that same energy you feel on the river or in Carytown, it's starting to show up in steel beams and cranes too. Let's start with the obvious flex, the Diamond District. 60-something acres of blacktop, turning into a full neighborhood, stadium, parks, apartments, all of it. The city, DCU, and the baseball folks finally signed the deal last year, which means this isn't another someday project, it's go time. But my favorite part, it's not just luxury, they're mixing income levels so the people who make the city run can actually live near the action. That's a win. Now, Shockoe Bottom. $58 million already committed to build the Shockoe Heritage Campus, a permanent memorial and education center telling the real history of Richmond's past. Downtown's not sitting out either. The old Coliseum's gone, and the city center project's reshaping that whole area into something that actually lives past 5 p.m. And then you've got Manchester, RVA's cool cousin who doesn't brag about their success. Industrial meets art school, rooftop patios, murals, live work lofts, and a $7,500 seat amphitheater right on the river. Just opened this year, the Alliance Amphitheater at Riverfront. Pair that with $30 million in upgrades to Browns Island, and suddenly our riverfront looks more like Austin's weekend than Virginia's weekday. Up north, BC's Athletic Village is flipping 40-plus acres into new facilities and green space. Yeah, they've had cost bumps. Welcome to construction in 2025, but it's coming. And even our rule books catching up. Richmond's zoning codes finally getting rewritten in 2026. It's called the Code Refresh, and yeah, that's a big deal if you've ever tried to build or buy here. Less red tape, more places people actually want to live. So when you hear someone say Richmond's changing, don't picture just new buildings. Picture a city learning to tell its story while it's still being built. Go drive it this weekend. You'll see it. Arthur Ashe, downtown, the riverfront, cranes, murals, and momentum everywhere you look. Richmond's not just growing, she's leveling up. Everybody swears they know Richmond. Then they cross the river, hit Forest Hill, and realize they've been reading the wrong map. That's the thing about the city. It hides its best stories in plain sight. The headlines hype up Scott's Addition in downtown, but the real soul lives in those quiet corners that still feel authentic. Forest Hill's one of those hidden gem neighborhoods locals secretly hope stays underrated. Leafy streets that smell like magnolias and grilled suppers. Morning joggers heading towards the park. Neighbors waving before the coffee even hits. Here, community isn't a tagline, it's connection you can feel. In Carver, an underrated pocket with historic grit and creative energy, the pulse changes. And Bellevue, a true hidden gem locals almost whisper about, half tempted to keep to themselves. Bungalows with timeless charm, porch lights that stay on late, and local spots where you can still grab dinner for under $20. If you've got a Richmond neighborhood on your radar, drop it in the comments. I'd love to see which spots everyone's watching right now. All right, let's decode what the numbers actually mean for your next move. No chart talk, just real life. Richmond's housing market right now, it's walking a tightrope and somehow still smiling for the camera. Through 2025, prices climbed about 5% with a median near $435,000. Inside city limits, things cooled a bit, down roughly 3%, while Chesterfield and Henrico stayed steady. Translation, 2026 isn't a crash. It's a deep breath. I worked with a client who was renting in DC for $3,200 a month. We found a 3-bedroom in Henrico with a backyard for less. They told me, I finally have space to breathe and I still get to hit the river on weekends. That's Richmond affordability. Lifestyle, breathing room, not just lower numbers. Mortgage rates are expected to ease towards 5.9% by late 2025, and that small shift wakes up move-up buyers fast. Builders are chasing those under $450,000 sweet spots while investors tap the brakes. This is what balance looks like. Steady, confident, ready for what's next. Everyone Googles it. Is Richmond affordable? And the internet says yes. But the truth is more layered than that, because affordability here isn't just about the math. It's about the trade-offs you choose, the rhythm of your day, the space you wake up in, the kind of weekend that actually recharges you. Let's start with the numbers because they still matter. If you're renting, the average one-bedroom runs just under $2,000 a month, and a two-bedroom hovers near $2,500. But here's what surprises most people relocating from bigger metros. Those units rarely have the space, charm, or privacy that a single-family home offers. For roughly the same monthly payment, you can often own a home with a yard, storage, and the freedom to actually make it yours. So while renting can be a good short-term bridge, long-term, Richmond's still one of the few cities where owning often feels better, financially and emotionally. For homeowners, the story shifts. Yes, prices have climbed, but compared to DC or Raleigh, your money still stretches farther here, not just in square footage, but in sanity. And then there's time, the currency nobody talks about. In DC, you lose 2 hours a day to traffic easily. In Richmond, that same time gets traded for something else. Walking your dog under magnolias, grabbing a latte with a friend, watching the sky change colors over the James. Food cost surprisingly kind. You can have a full plate meal at a local gym like Angela's Restaurante or Terrence for half of what you'd spend in DC or New York, and it'll probably taste better. Groceries lean regional, farmers markets thrive, and yes, your coffee budget will rise because this town takes espresso seriously. Utilities, gas, and childcare, they've all ticked up like everywhere else, but they're still under national averages. Where you'll really feel the difference is in what's not expensive. Parking, local entertainment, community. Most events, concerts on Browns Island, gallery walks in Jackson Ward, movie nights at Bird Theater still cost less than dinner in big cities. That's Richmond's hidden currency, culture that's accessible. Let's pull back the curtain on something that looks polished from the street, but chaotic once you step inside. New construction in Richmond, of course. Everyone loves that new home smell. But around here, it's usually drywall dust, shifting deadlines, and the sound of dozens of crews trying to finish on schedule. Builders sprint, stall, and sprint again. 1 month, you'll see 900 new permits. The next, maybe half that. That's not instability, that's emotion. When optimism runs high, hammers fly. When confidence dips, trucks disappear. Here's the secret. You can use that to your advantage. When builders hit a lull, they start offering incentives, flex cash, free upgrades, rate buy-downs, small bonuses wrapped in sawdust. Oh, and here's a pro tip for you. Many builders require your agent to be with you or at least registered on your first visit to the model home to protect your representation and access to incentives. It's a small detail that can save you a big headache later. But here's where most people slip up. They walk into the sales office alone. That smiling rep behind the desk, they work for the builder, not for you. Their job is to protect the builder's profit, not your budget. When you bring your own agent, someone who's negotiated builder contracts, knows which upgrades are worth it, and understands local timelines, you change the whole equation. You're not just touring homes, you're strategizing. I've walked clients through this process dozens of times. We've caught missing clauses, hidden fees, and too good to be true incentives before they ever hit the closing table. That's why I tell every buyer, don't go at it alone. Builders build homes. I protect homeowners. And hey, if you've toured a new build lately or got hit with some wild surprise from a builder, drop it in the comments. I want to hear your real world stories, the wins, the misses, and the whoa, back that bulldozer up. That's extra moments because new construction isn't scary. It's just a game. And once you understand the rules, you can play it to win. Time for straight talk. Richmond's not for everyone, and that's okay. If you crave the 24/7 pulse of a big metro, this city might feel like someone hit the slow motion button. Here, Mornings are quiet, afternoons stretch, and people still wave before they cross the street. The pace is intentional. It's life with margins. But that slower rhythm doesn't mean sleepy. It means balanced. You'll feel it at Brick Road Coffee when the barista remembers your order, or on a random Tuesday walk through Bird Park when you realize strangers actually make eye contact here. That's not nostalgia. That's community. But make no mistake, this place is changing. Nearly 56,000 new residents have moved into the Richmond metro area since 2020, bringing new energy, new ideas, and yes, a few growing pains. Richmond's story has always been about transformation, but lately that story is stretching far beyond the skyline. You could see it in Short Pup's new restaurant corridors, in Midlothian's trail line developments, in Ashland's Saturday markets, where the trains still roll through right on cue. The change isn't just vertical, it's personal. Every pocket of the metro area is finding its new identity. The people who move here for a season often stay for good. Somewhere between a jazz riff drifting out over Jackson Ward, the smell of barbecue in Churchill, and the quiet sunsets over Tuckahoe Creek, Richmond stops being a city you visit and starts being one you belong to. So, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Richmond's next chapter is already being written, and the ink's still wet. The only question is whether you're watching it from afar or writing your line right here with us. Here's the truth. Richmond doesn't wait for perfect timing. It rewards people who show up, dive in, and make it theirs. We've covered the energy, the growth, the lifestyle, and if even one part of that made you think, yeah, that sounds like my kind of place, that's your sign right there. Just last year, I helped a client from California who thought Richmond would be a quick stop before moving north. 3 months later, they're hosting block parties in Lakeside and arguing about which local coffee shop roasts it best. That's what this area does. It sneaks up on you and suddenly feels like home. So if you're even thinking about moving here, don't wait for someday. Reach out, call, text, or email. It'll be me you're talking to. I live here, I love it here, and I help people just like you find their place in this story every single week. If you want to keep exploring the real Richmond vibe, check out my other videos. I pull back the curtain on neighborhoods, lifestyle shifts, and the parts of the metro area even locals don't always talk about. So when you hear the Friday cheers from the Diamond while you're unpacking boxes, that's how you'll know you made the right move. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.